What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Y'all got to make it make sense. Gervonta Tank Davis's resume exposed. We're going to really talk about it and I wanted to lead to an understanding regarding Gervonta Davis's resume. So all I ask is for a fair trial and listen to what I say and tell me it don't make the most sense. Now, the topic of Gervonta Davis's resume seems to be a point of contention, right? The kid from Baltimore, Maryland, 30 years old, and different people feel different types of ways about it. So I'm going to jump right into it. Ego thoughts. It ain't making sense. Here's why. And I will show you with visual proof, right? So I have Gervonta Davis. He's 30-0-1, and we got his resume pulled up, right? So his last opponent, it ended in a draw. I think Tank actually won the fight. If you actually pay attention, listen, I don't care about your emotions. As a man got to be in control of his emotions. So if you can't do that, then you're not no man to me. Right? Everybody keeps focusing on the knee. Oh, your knee. Oh, hair grease. And making this big deal about that. But the results, the ref ruled what he said. No knockdown. You got to score it accordingly. That's like boxing. How many times have we seen a fight where this person got knocked down and you didn't agree with it, or they ruled it a slip? I mean, look at Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. Some people think Usyk got knocked out and was afforded more time in the first fight, and there's this whole controversy on if it was a low blow or not. But when you have a black fighter like Tank Davis, especially an American black fighter, right, everything is embellished and, made into a bigger deal, especially when they're popular fighters like Gervonta Davis. Or Floyd Mayweather has a close fight with Castillo Maidana, and it's the end of the world. Andre Ward has a tough fight with Kovalev. Oh, it's the end of the world. He cheated and all this stuff. Jermell Charlo has a close fight with Castano, so on and so forth, right? Oh, Jermell, it was a robbery, and it turns into this big deal. But back to Tank's resume, his last opponent was Lamont Roach. I thought he won the fight. There wasn't this crazy action happening on Lamont Roach's side prior to that knee thing. I feel like when the knee fiasco happened, that's when the fight started to pick up a bit. And Lamont Roach, I think what he deserves credit for is he exceeded expectations that people have for him. But you can't score a fight based on expectations. You feel me? Right? Like, you don't get a fight and get the victory because you did better than people thought you were going to do. That is not how you score boxing, right? You don't get more points because you're the underdog and you did better. It's not how boxing works at all, right? So let's talk about Tank's resume. Lamont Roach, the very last person. Boom. What is this? Oh, that's right. Premier boxing champs. 2 former Tank opponents are now fighting on PBC pay-per-view. And everybody, including Boxingego, loves the fight. In fact, they just did the press conference today, right? So it's funny how these things work, where 2 people, yet again, that Gervonta Davis already fought, right? And one of them he actually beat, the other was a draw. Now they could go on and fight each other, and everybody loves the fight. You dig? Everybody. There was another fight where it was the same formula earlier this year. Ryan Garcia versus Rolly. 2 people that Tank knocked out. They fought each other, and on paper, people wanted to see the fight. So let's keep going. So people, I did a video earlier, Paulie Malignaggi was like, oh, Tank ain't this and that and blah, blah, blah. And How is he the face of boxing? And you got old media who constantly trashes Tank's resume. So let's go with the facts. His last opponent is Lamont Roach, who did well for himself to the point where people before the fight, they were saying he was a cherry pick. He sucked. Tank don't know what he's doing. And he's, going for easy opponents. Now, just like I showed you, we got Lamont Roach about to fight Pitbull Cruz in a sure shot banger, right? So I thought Lamont Roach was a cherry pick and he wasn't a good fighter. Some people, they try to diminish Tank's win over Pitbull. So they're like, oh man, Pitbull, he's not that good. He's one-dimensional, blah, blah, blah. But he later became a champion and beat Rolly and had a fight of the year with Fierro, right? So this stuff ain't making sense. Lamont Roach in a pay-per-view with the guy that Tank already beat with one hand, right? And these are good fights. See, you got to pay attention to who's saying what in this boxing game and determine if it really, truly makes sense, because a lot of the stuff they shoveling, it don't make no sense in this boxing game, point blank, period. Roach is a good fighter. People are mad, oh, Tank, why is he fighting Jake Paul? If you got $40-50 million on the line, you're not fighting no Lamont Roach. I don't care what none of y'all say. So that's one. That's Tank's last opponent. Frank Martin, I do think he'll bounce back, and I think he can do very well at 140 for himself, right? Before that was Ryan Garcia. Now, the funny thing with Ryan Garcia is Ryan Garcia wants to fight Mario Barrios, right? Brand new article. You see it on Reddit. Ryan wants a bout with Mario Barrios. He just did an interview where he proclaimed he wanted Mario Barrios, right? Now, the name Barrios sounds very familiar. Oh, that's right, because in 2021, Tank fought him and stopped him, Mario Barrios. Boom. 11th round TKO. So, again, you got to study why I would be mad and tell me if this stuff makes sense. Tank fights Lamont Roach. They clowned him, said he was a cherry pick, but now he's fighting Pitbull Cruz on pay-per-view in a main event, and people are excited for it, saying it's a good fight. 2 former Tank opponents. Then you got Ryan, who just lost to Rolly, another guy that Tank beat. Rolly's a champion again, right? Rolando Romero. And then now Ryan Garcia has, instead of rematching Rolly, maybe he shifted gears and now he's saying Mario Barrios, another guy that Tank Davis beat by knockout. So it's looking shaky. If your effort is to try to make Tank's resume look bad, tell me how come after the fact all these other people can fight Tank's leftovers and these are considered great fights where the person should be given credit for it. Other people like Keyshawn Davis called out Pitbull Cruz, and Ryan Garcia called out Pitbull Cruz. Lamont Roach is fighting Pitbull Cruz. So if Pitbull Cruz is not a sturdy win for Gervonta Davis, how come he went on to fight Rolly? People love to fight. He went on to fight El Rayo. People like to fight on paper at least. Then he's fighting Lamont Roach. All these fights are good, but when Tank fought Pitbull Cruz, they say his resume is thin and he needs to fight someone. So how has Pitbull continued to be in all these fights that people are looking forward to, right? Same thing with Barrios. I just showed you literally have Ryan Garcia saying he wants to fight Barrios because he's the WBC champion. Pacquiao just fought Barrios as well, right? So Pacquiao just fought Barrios and nobody batted an eyelash. Nobody complained. Nobody said anything was wrong with the fight. So I'm really starting to question the boxing logic from fans who keep saying Tank's resume is suspect and this, that, and the third. Finally, you have Manny Pacquiao, who just fought Barrios, again, a Tank opponent. And now the rumor is that Pacquiao could fight Rolly in 2026. Now, I've already talked about it on my social media. Make sure you definitely follow me on social media. We are not one platform. We are everywhere. But Manny Pacquiao, I thank God, the Lord, right? Manny Pacquiao says he is excited to return on January 24th. And he released this video, right? So he got this whole video about how he's returning to the game January 24th. And the rumor is that he could be fighting. Look, there's him fighting Tank Leftovers Barrios, who's a champion. But the rumor is now that Pacquiao could be returning to the game to fight Rolly. Again, a guy that Tank Davis already knocked out. And he did it when Rolly was undefeated. So I know Tank has a lot of haters and they want it to make sense, but it's not making sense. How is it that all of these people, Tank doesn't get credit for them on his resume, but then all these people are desired fights for everybody else? You explain that in the comment section. From Barrios getting a Pacquiao fight, later getting a Keith Thurman fight after he was losing to Tank by knockout, became a champion again. Rolly became a champion again, and he's getting desired fights with Pit Bulls and Ishmael Barroso and possibly Pacquiao. Lamont Roach is in pay-per-view. And this is all off the back of Tank Davis. These guys are becoming bigger by fighting Tank Davis. Lamont Roach was with Golden Boy. A lot of y'all didn't know that until I said it right now, right? Nobody was tripping off of Lamont Roach and following his career except for hardcore boxing fans. Hardcore, because he wasn't in big, high-profile fights. And then now he fights Pacquiao. He's on a pay-per-view, his very next fight. So the game owes Tank better than to try to misconstrue the facts and act like Tank's resume is horrible. Like, who has Shakur fought? William Zepeda? William Zepeda is better than Lamont Roach. And speaking of that, Shakur said he wanted to fight Lamont Roach. So Shakur never said nothing about fighting Lamont Roach until Tank did it. So these dudes, all they do is copy Tank, and they won't give him credit, but then they'll try to pick his leftovers. And that's how you buzz it down. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.